Okay, this is going to be 4-4 notes in pair check, parallel and perpendicular lines. Our objective: students will write an equation of a line that is parallel and perpendicular to another line. It's going to cover past skill 2.2 CII and 2.2 D. Okay, now the first thing we have to understand is that parallel lines, you're going to have two equations. Okay, parallel lines are going to have the same slope. Okay, an example of parallel lines are this one here and this one. And then you got this line along with this line right here. Okay, those are parallel lines. They're going to have the same slope. Notice how many equations or how many lines do you have? You got two lines. Okay, so you're going to have two equations. Okay, that's what you have to remember. Okay, they'll give you one of the equations. You're going to have to write the equation of the other line. Okay. Okay, perpendicular lines. Slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite. They're going to be opposite reciprocals. Okay, so that is if the slope of a line is 4, the slope of another line that's perpendicular is going to be 1/4. Perpendicular lines, an example of that would be these two right here. Again, you got two equations, two lines. Okay? So a parallel line through a given point, we want to write the slope-intercept form of the equation for a line that passes through 4 and -2. Okay, and it's parallel to the graph of this equation right here. So my slope of the line that I'm going to write is going to be 1/2. So I'm going to put 1/2 right there, and then I got y minus. This is my x of 1, y of 1. Okay, so remember, keep your minus separate from your negative. And then x minus 4. Now I want to write this equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, so you got to remember. Okay, let me get rid of this real quick. Okay. So anyway, slope-intercept form. Okay, so now I just got this. So I started with point slope because I had a point and I had at least the slope. So now it just becomes a matter of simplifying it. Half of -4 is going to be -2. Okay, and then I got to take this and move it to the other side. And when I do that, it turns into a -2. And my finished answer would be y equals 1/2 x. Combine like terms, giving me -4. These are your like terms. Okay, so go ahead and try to work one. Again, this is going to be x of 1 and y of 1. And my slope will be, and I want to write slope-intercept form of an equation passes through this point and is parallel, so they're going to have the same slope. Okay, so we'll start with point. I got a point, I got a slope. So y minus 3 equals 1/2 x minus 2. Simplify it. 1/2 x, then half of negative 2 is negative 1. And I'm going to take this and move it over there. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1 plus 3. Because remember, when I jump the opposite sides, it turns into a positive. So now just combine your like terms. That gives me plus 2. So my answer is C. Okay, determine whether the graphs of x plus 3y equals 12, y equals 1/3 x plus 2, and 2x minus are parallel or perpendicular. Okay, same slope. And then opposite reciprocal slopes. Okay, so now I got to get all these in slope-intercept form so I know what the slope is. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, so I got to move some things around. My first equation is x plus 3y. I got to get the y by itself, so I'm going to move this over there. 3y equals negative 1x. Notice I put it in front. And then got to divide by 3. Y equals negative 1/3 x plus 4. And my second equation is already done. Whoops. And then my last one is going to be 2x minus 6y equals negative 5. Okay, got to move that over there. So negative 6y equals negative 2x minus 5 divided by negative 6. And then y equals 1/3 x. And then plus 5 over 6. Okay, now I just want to compare my slopes. And if you notice, this one is negative. This is positive 1/3. This is positive. So this will be A, B, equation B, and equation C. B and C are parallel. This is your answer. Okay, so determine whether these graphs are parallel or perpendicular. So the first one, the slope is, oops, this. Equation A, y equals negative 2x plus 1. Equation B, x minus 2y, oops, 2y equals negative 4. And then C is y equals 3. Okay, what type of line is that? All my y's, that's going to be a horizontal line. Okay, which means it has a slope of 0. So the slope on this one is negative 2. It's already in slope-intercept form. Now I got to change this one. Okay, which is going to be negative 2y. I'm going to take that, move it over there. Which gives me negative 1x minus 4. divide by -2, y equals 1/2 plus 2. Okay, so the slope is 0. Looks like my answer, A and B, are perpendicular. Opposite reciprocals. Okay? Okay, so we want to write a line of equations, slope-intercept form. Okay, it passes through this point and is going to be perpendicular. So first thing I got to do is change this to slope-intercept form. Move that. -1x plus 12, then divide by 4. Y equals -1/4 x plus 3. Okay, so I've got a slope of this line, and I want to write an equation of a slope that's perpendicular. So my slope of my new line is going to be flip. It's going to be 4/1. This is negative, so this is going to be positive. And then the point, that's my x of 1, y of 1. So y minus a -2, 4x minus a -3. Simplify. 4x. Remember, you got to multiply it times both terms. Subtract 2. My final answer, y equals 4x plus 10. B. Okay, that concludes 4-4. It should be enough to get you guys started. Be ready for the pair check tomorrow.